Last time out in West Cork, then Josh McCurlin took his debut BRC Junior win, topping the times after 2 days of challenging competition in the Irish lanes. James Williams scoring some strong points with second place, and Will Crichton taking his second podium in as many rounds this season despite a trip of a West Cork driveway. Championship leader Josh McCurlin arrives here as car 3 this weekend. Joint championship leader James Wilson leading our BRC Junior cruise into the Kielder forests. 6 grueling stages lie in wait for our cruise then in the infamous and legendary Kielder Forest. A mix of fast and technical stages, but all with one thing in common: ditches. Let's head out for the first of our morning stages then and join the action out in the BRC Junior category. It would be an early lead for our round 2 winners, Josh McCurlin and Keaton Williams. They'd be having some issues though with the car cutting out on occasions, not helping their overall times or indeed their confidence. The pair lucky in fact to make it to the end of the loop. A big moment in the second stage of the day, perhaps the concentration not rightly where it should be. Thankfully though, they do get away without any damage on the car. They will continue and try and sort those issues on the car out.
Right in, and that's 6 right over crest, 250 over crests.
For Will Crichton and Liam Regan, it will be second. Their results so far this season did a good job of hiding a number of problems that they'd encountered so far. Thankfully for them, this weekend seemed to be going much better. They do get held up in the opening stage of the day though, which wasn't ideal of course for the times, but it probably wouldn't have changed their results at this stage. Little consolation, I'm sure. And that car holding them up, of course, having problems. Well, that would be our joint championship leader coming into this round, James Wilson. Arthur Kieran's alongside once again a puncture through the opening stage, causing them to slow down, losing a handful of time. But worse was to come for the pair in the following stage. They'd retire with terminal engine failure. After their misfortunes on the previous round, it was a big effort for Marty Gallagher and Dean O'Sullivan just to be here in the Pirelli rally. The car was basically brand new. Sadly for them, the power steering was giving them some problems, meaning even more effort being put into that steering to get the car around these killer stages. Third place for now. Finlay Retson and Richard Crozier, meanwhile, were writing their own notes for the first time this weekend. A daunting task. An exciting one, though, no doubt, but these were some of Finlay's favourite stages, so it made perfect sense. Things going well for the pair, 4th place for now. Irishman Jordan Hone, with Eileen Kelly alongside, would leave the Opel Adams sideline for this weekend in favour of a smart new generation Fiesta R2. That car taking some getting used to, this being the first time that they'd driven it. That meant that they had nothing to compare things to and know how they were going. No benchmarks inside that car. They end the morning stages with 5th place, which, given the circumstances, must have felt like a bit of an achievement out there. Another crew this weekend having a massive effort just to get the car here was Scott and David Sloan. Some long hours in between West Cork and this weekend had paid off. They set off into the stages, the car looking back to its former glory once again. Don't forget, this pair service and prepare the car themselves. Just them. They end the morning with 6th place. Heroic. There was at least one crew that wouldn't be happy this morning though. Rory Bell and Darren Garrett. They get midway through the opening stage and run wide on this corner, putting the car off the road and into one of those notorious Kielder ditches that everyone talks about. There wouldn't be any damage to speak of, but that car wasn't coming out of there in a hurry, and certainly not under its own steam. And they weren't the only crew with a bit of frustration early on. In a strange turn of events, the very same corner would see the end of the road for Bart Lang and Sinclair Young. The pair running as the next car on the road, slipping off the road in exactly the same place as Bell. The Kielder ditches starting to resemble a bit of a car park already. Clearly a very frustrating and disappointing end to a very short-lived rally for 2 of our junior championship contenders. So with the morning's opening stages complete, it's already an action-packed and attrition-filled event so far. Josh McCurlin looking good though out in front with that second victory in his sights. On to the next couple of stages, and there would be no change in that lead for Josh McCurlin and Keaton Williams. No dramas to report in this loop of stages for the pair. They keep it tidy and open up a comfortable 1 minute lead at the top now. Meanwhile, things were starting to go the right way for Jordan Hone and Eileen Kelly in that new car. They'd made a few changes in service, and they had clearly worked. They moved right up the leaderboard in these 2 stages to take second place now. And if Will Crichton and Liam Regan didn't have bad luck, well, they wouldn't have any luck at all. Just when they thought they might have a straightforward run on a rally this season, they go wide on this corner, leaving the car resting against a bridge, unable to get any traction to get out. Luckily for them, the spectators and marshals were on hand to give them a good old rally push and get them going again, managing to end the loop with that 3rd place still, so it wasn't over just yet, but plenty of frustration inside that car, I bet. Things still going to plan though for Finlay Retson and Richard Crozier. The notes were working well, the pair enjoying these stages. There wasn't really anything else they could do other than keep going as they were. And with just 0.9 of a second to Crichton ahead, a podium was very much a possibility. There was frustration for Marty Gallagher and Dean O'Sullivan then. Those power steering issues would continue. Marty would certainly be feeling this rally by the end of the day. They keep things going though, they end this loop with 5th place in fact. And for Scott and David Sloan, there'd be no change. They just wanted to get to the finish and enjoy the rally after their manic pre-event rebuild. And apart from a little spin, they were doing just that in 6th place. 4 stages down here in Kilda then, 2 to go here at the Pirelli Rally. That lead looking unlikely to change, but as we have seen so often in rallying and so far this season, anything can change. Let's head out to the action on the final stages of the rally then. And we would lose Scott and David Sloan, frustrating so close to the end of the rally they break a drive shaft, forced to retire. Disappointing, but the pair know firsthand that it could have been a lot worse. It hadn't been the best of weekends either for Marty Gallagher and Dean O'Sullivan, but they do at least get to the finish and score some valuable points, making the best of things this weekend, and with those arm muscles a little stronger than they arrived, taking 5th place. Despite a big push in that new car, Jordan Hone and Eileen Kelly were unable to hold on to that 2nd place. They dropped down the leaderboard in the final stages to take 4th, just 0.8 seconds off the podium places. Just let that sink in how fast and how close the BRC Junior category is in 2019. So that change around means that it's the final step on the podium for Finlay Retson and Richard Crozier. A great end to the rally for the pair. Perhaps they will be making their own notes more often after this weekend's result. Damage limitation was the name of the game once again for Will Crichton and Liam Regan. All too familiar from their first round results. They take 2nd place this weekend, enough to secure them 2nd place in the championship standings as well after round 3. But no doubt, wondering what could have been. But it would be victory number 2 for Josh McCurlin and Keaton Williams here at the Pirelli Rally. A well-deserved win as well. The pair clearly on good form now, and with a victory on both the asphalt and the gravel, they were clear, serious contenders for the championship as they lead the way midway through the season. Confirmation then of the final leaderboard here at a very challenging and action-packed Pirelli Rally. That victory putting Josh McCurlin 11 points clear at the top of the points table. Will Crichton opening up an advantage all of his own in 2nd. Next up then, the crews head to Ypres for 2 days of fast, flowing stages. Can McCurlin make it 3 victories on the trot? Or could it finally be good luck for Crichton, or indeed someone else this season taking the top spot on the podium? We will be there to find out. We'll see you then.